Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Sanya, and in this video we'll talk about summary of chapter 1 of Bhagavad Gita. If you're facing any problem in your life, then watch this video and I'm sure you'll get some better perspective related to your problem, because whenever we face any problem in life, we are literally on an improvement path. Because whenever we face a problem, to find that solution, to take that action needs a lot of willpower and courage. And that willpower and courage comes when we go against our own nature, when we do something which is bigger than us. So I would recommend that you watch this whole video and understand what was the dilemma of Arjuna. And it is possible that in life you would have also faced this dilemma, and only after facing that problem and solving it, you came out to be a stronger person. This is why problems are very important in life. If you don't face any problems, you will never become a better person in life. Basically, this chapter doesn't have a lot. It has only 3 parts to it. First instance is when Dhritarashtra is very worried about the consequence of the war that we already discussed in the previous video. In the second instance, Sanjay is now giving the live telecast as to what is happening on the war front, where Duryodhan, Dhritarashtra's son, who's on the evil side, what is the state of his mind and how anxious he is, but he's trying to boost his ego by taking the names of all the great warriors he has on his side. And at the same time, he's also letting Guru Dronacharya, the military guru that he has, know that we also have a lot of strength at our end, but at the same time, there are so many people just right against us who are in the Pandavas team, and it's not going to be a very easy war for them. He kind of knew this, but he was at the same time trying to hide his feelings by being very talkative at that time, because there are like back-to-back 9 shloks that are only the part of Duryodhan talking to his teacher, he's talking to his army and talking to Bhishma. In the next shlok, it is the time when they blow the conches and they declare that the war is now going to happen. After that, when it comes to Arjuna's side. Now, Pandavas, on the other hand, they were already very spiritually oriented. They were very morally correct people. They never wanted to war at the first place. They wanted to negotiate a truce. But somehow, Duryodhana never wanted that to happen. He really wanted to remove all the Pandavas from his side so that he can just rule unopposed. This is why the war is happening now. And at the same time, the initial phase that we see from Pandavas' end, Arjuna is very much interested in the war right now, because the first thing that he asked Lord Krishna was driving his chariot, which was very kind of him to do it. What Arjuna asked Lord Krishna is to take the chariot in between the 2 armies, and he wanted to see who are all the kings and people who are fighting for the favor of evil. And he was just very much vocal about his words that I want to see these evil-minded people who are going to fight against the righteousness. So this is what his state of mind was initially when they were going to fight. The next phrase that Lord Krishna talks to Arjuna changed something inside Arjuna's heart, and that is where the dilemma starts. So now you see, if we face some problem in our lives, the problem is hardly external, it's majorly internal. The inner conflict that we go through in life. Something is wrong which is going inside of our mind that we're not able to resolve. We don't know what side to choose, the right, the wrong. And sometimes we are not even able to decide what is right and what is wrong. So this is where Arjuna was also coming from. Initially he knew that he was right. Then Shri Krishna said something which touched his heart. So Shri Krishna said a line which involved the word of Kurus for all the entire army who are fighting against each other. So Pandavas versus Kauravas is one thing, but Kuru is something which involves both of them together, and they belong to the same dynasty, which is Kuru dynasty. When he said this word Kuru, he wanted to induce the feeling of oneness inside the heart of Arjuna, so that at that point onwards, Arjuna gets confused. So whenever we are confused in life, don't think that you are the one and only person who is confused and anxious. Arjuna was the one who was anxious. Duryodhana was anxious. Bhishma was anxious. It's not about right and wrong right now. What I'm saying is, being human is about experiencing all kinds of difficult emotions And those difficult emotions are the ones which make you a tough person. And that is why we read scriptures, and that is why we know about the stories of great sages and great warriors, because that is where a lot of lessons can be drawn. Without us going through all those difficult situations in life, we can learn from them. So the moment Sri Krishna used this word Kuru, Arjun's heart melted. And that is when he thought about the consequences of war, which will not be in the favor of anyone. It was going to lead to a lot of bloodshed. There will be a lot of widows out there. There will be a lot of kids who will lose their fathers. So it's not going to lead the whole society anywhere. And he said that instead of fighting this war, he would rather get killed by his own nephews. Those were the words he suddenly chose, and he wanted to quit at that moment. He asked Sri Krishna that what is the point of fighting against all these people and winning the whole kingdom? He never wanted that kingdom in the first place. That is where Sri Krishna started with chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita, and where we'll talk about Sankhya Yoga. So this was all about Arjun Vishad Yoga. Arjun Vishad Yoga means Arjun's dilemma. And after this, what did the Supreme Lord say? I'll just narrate it from the book. The Supreme Lord said, "My dear Arjun, how has this delusion overcome you? It is not befitting an honorable person. It leads not to the higher abodes but to disgrace." Bhagavad Gita, ideally, this Bhagavad Gita means Song of God, ideally or effectively begins from here, because Sri Krishna, who was quiet until now, starts speaking. Now, whenever we are uncomfortable in life, we can take help from a wise person who can channel this uncomfortable feeling towards us finding the right path in life and find out the true knowledge that is existing there, but without the challenges, we'll never go and try to search it. Thus, God sometimes deliberately puts a person in turmoil so that he or she may be forced to search for knowledge to address the confusion. And when the doubt is finally resolved, one reaches a higher level of understanding. And this is why Bhagavad Gita is written as well. If you like this video, please let me know by commenting down below, and I'll see you in my next video with chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita.